Welcome back to Political Capital, the intersection of money and politics. It is one of the biggest stories of the year in mining in Africa. More than 13,000 jobs are to go at the Impala Platinum as it cuts its production down by 230,000 ounces a year in a bid to revive the price of the metal. Problem is, these are more than just numbers. The hopes and livelihoods of families go with them. This is where the brunt will be born, the doorstep of global platinum producing giant Impala Platinum in South Africa's Northwest Province. Here at the Unit 6 Impala hostels in Phokeng, trepidation and uncertainty is growing. Many didn't want to talk for fear they would be singled out. Others were leaving it to their unions to save the day. But as the train rolls out the day's digging, the impact of its cargo's declining price is sinking in. The economy is going to go down. If 13,000 people are out, then production is going to go down. 13,000 is a huge number, and we will lose out on that production and never get it back.
I found out about that in the news last week. So they think they don't.
It didn't sit well with us. We are hurting and we are still shocked because we are losing our jobs. Some of us have bought houses with young kids in school.
Rustenburg is a mining town that grew up fast around the platinum business. Rustenburg sits on the western limb of the Marinsky Reef, one of the richest mining fields on the planet. A layer of ore that spans 4 provinces and holds 80% of the world's platinum reserves. From here is mined the shiny precious metal for the jewelry business of India and the catalytic converters of the car makers of Europe and Japan. Once one of the fastest growing towns on the continent, it grew from a small town of 20,000 population to over 500,000. At the height of the platinum price, producers like Impala bulked up on stuff. The ounce spot price for platinum in February 2017 peaked at $1,700. And now, at $827, Impala is pleading poverty. The company surprised many last week, including a clearly angry mines minister, Gwede Mantashe, who criticized Impala's decision to cut some 13,000 jobs in the next 2 years as casual and careless. As a former mine unionist, Mantashe knows all too well how this decision will have a wider impact on the economy of the town. Zakaria Limbada is a second-generation family entrepreneur who turns a living in the platinum belt. His father opened a shop next door. Zakaria was part of the family business during the longest work stoppage in South African history in 2014. The platinum belt economy suffered when members of the Association of Mineworkers and Construction Union embarked on a 5-month wildcat strike, demanding a monthly basic salary of 12,500 rands.
Business was very, very bad at that time. After the mines went on strike and all the Marikana things happened, business was very bad for that year, 2 years actually. We are now currently starting from scratch. From that time, started from scratch business. We are trying to bring business back to how it was when business was booming in 2012.
In 2017, Impala Platinum employed 52,012 workers, including contractors, and produced 1,529,800 ounces of platinum. But with the new proposed retrenchment of 13,400 workers, this will cut down production by 230,000 ounces per year. They will also cut down production from 11 shafts to 6. Like a chip of the old block, Zakaria has since blossomed into an entrepreneur himself. He has been running his furniture shop for 8 months and is worried about what the thousands of job cuts will mean for his bottom line.
The loss of jobs, it's going to be very hectic for us. We're going to lose a lot of clientele, a lot of customers. It's going to be problematic for us because Rustenburg is only surviving on the mines at the moment. We are surviving on nothing else but the mine people. People are going to be coming in here more often, asking me more and more for discounts than anything else because at the moment we're not running on a big profit margin, so that's going to cause a downfall for me. And on the other hand is the cash sales are going to drop very heavy. We'll be sitting on more laybys in it. I'll be carrying more people than turning over money.
From the red, dusty soil of the Northwest Province to every other part of the country, these job cuts will affect thousands more who depend on mine workers' salaries. And after 18 years of service at Impala, Musheleli is unsure of the future. I don't know, my brother, but we will have to see in the future when they do these retrenchments because we don't know who will lose their jobs and who will stay. Unions, including the National Union of Mine Workers and AMCU, have made calls for protest against Impala's proposed job cuts. But in all likelihood, it's impossible unions can curb this jobs bloodbath that is likely to hurt every single household and business on the Platinum Belt and beyond. 6 years. 6 years. There has been no leadership, no compensation, no justice, no accountability, and no prosecution. So has there really been change since that fateful day in 2012? This is the sad story of the Marikana massacre. Our reporter Marikana is on the ground from the Marikana copy, and he joins me now. Luba, please tell me, what is the feeling on the ground following 6 years of basically very little to report about the Marikana massacre?
As you can hear, Karabo, on the background, the song that the artists are now singing is saying, "What have we done? Senzeni na," which is in commemoration of the 6th annual celebration of this massacre, where people died looking for better wages. The feeling here on the ground, Karabo, in the Northwest Province of South Africa is filled with sadness and anger from the people of Marikana and from the miners who are still working on those mines. They are calling for the government to actually take accountability of what happened in Marikana, and the families as well are calling for justice. But Karabo, a lot still needs to be done. Some others are saying AMCU has done enough to actually ensure that the people that died in Marikana on that day are taken care of. But also they are complaining about the Lonmin company of what they are doing now to actually ensure that those people are reimbursed. But I spoke to some of the victims earlier, Karabo, and they had a lot of views to share. Some of them were happy and the others were not. Let's have a look.
A lot has changed. My family, the ones that I'm close to, the Nsinyo's family, they have a house now. They were not staying in a nice house. They were staying in a shack. It was not a nice place either way. And they are at school. Everything has changed a lot. I can't say much, but
who has helped?
The AMCU, the union. AMCU, the union, yes, has been there for the families.
My brother, we were shot by police on that fateful day. We didn't do anything wrong, and we were not fighting. I really don't know why they shot us. As it is today, I'm still unable to work because I got injured that day. Government has done nothing. Only thing I could give credit to is AMCU Union. Today we can still stand and have houses and we get paid decent salaries.
It will be remembered as a scourge forever on the national consciousness. That is the tragedy of Marikana. And that's all we had for this episode of Political Capital. We'll be back on Tuesday at 6:30, only on CNBC Africa.